Jihadist group Islamic State has made no secret of seeking to expand its tyranny beyond Iraq and Syria. They've recently targeted the world's largest Muslim population, Indonesia, as well as threatened to raise their flag over Downing Street and the White House. Now, as part of this desire for a pan-global caliphate, they have introduced passports. Two such passports, both black, one leather bound and the other more made of a plastic material, have appeared online with the jihadist flag and the titles State of the Islamic Caliphate on the front. The document has a statement that allegedly says on the back, if the holder, quotes, if the holder of the passport is harmed, we will deploy armies for his service. So Mark,
even the ones with the plastic or just the leather ones?
Well, I don't think this is it's obviously it's summertime, vacation season. This is for everything that your kind of pan-global jihadists could want. Is the must-have accessory is the passport. I don't think this is seen as a legitimate document in as much as it's much more seen as a publicity PR stunt. But it's certainly a statement of intent. The intent being, A, that they're not going to be intimidated by the United States and the recent forays into the region, and secondly, that they really do seek, or they are arguing, the legitimacy of their new, in quotes, state. Yeah,
and in a more serious note, they're trying to, in a sense, indoctrinate people to become one of them. The citizens in the area will become a part of them by having one of these, and so they have a stake in the government, as it were, if you want to call it a government.
Right, and well, exactly. And Dr. Magnus Reinstrop, who's a Swedish academic who regularly gives briefings on this, tweeted a photograph really trying to downplay it, and with the following, calling it illusions of a caliphate. ISIS issue passports as part of a psychological warfare. So certainly along those lines. I mean, the reports were that what they wanted to do was they've seized a printing factory in Mosul, and they wanted to print 11,000 of these things and hand them out to people that were now under their protectorate. Mm-hmm. But again, there's no indication that these were seen as serious, well, not to say they're not serious, but they weren't legitimate documentation or administrative papers, much more as part of a publicity campaign.
Yeah, but they also can be used to say, look, don't hurt me, right? So I could see where it will be something that is required to have in order to feel safe.
Yeah, I mean,
in the area.
I would agree, and I mean certainly ISIS has got a fairly sophisticated network of publicity and marketing. I mentioned at the top there about the fact that they've been targeting Indonesia, where although the ISIS is illegal, they nevertheless were pamphleting people, and at the same time, on one hand, they were giving them a piece of propaganda, on the other hand, they were giving them a coupon for free chicken. So I mean, it was have a chicken nugget, and at the same time, here's all hail to the Islamic State.
That's good cross-promotional marketing.
I mean, you make light of it, but they did that. And they were also leafleting. These guys were leafleting on Oxford Street in London, which is the major, as you know, is the major thoroughfare and shopping street in London, and one of the biggest ones in Western Europe. So the fact that these guys are aggressively getting on the front foot, and as a sort of afterthought to all of that, the other sentiment out in the sort of social media this morning that I saw was the fact that if a lot of these guys are pushed back, ISIS is pushed back by the recent US incursions, their makeup is so pan-European that a lot of these jihadists are going to seek to go back to their home country. A lot of them are from Great Britain, and there's going to see an influx of these jihadists, these hardened jihadists, back into Great Britain. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, again, a very sobering thought that I'm not sure they're actually going to be using this passport to get back into the country, but...
Won't get too far with that. But as it seems funny on the surface, and it seems like a PR move on the surface, it has deeper, more disturbing ramifications of being required to have this identification, and if you don't, then you're in trouble.
Right, and we've seen the full force of that, beheadings, crucifixions, etc. Absolutely horrific, and I don't need to rehearse any of that here at this time. Let us know your thoughts about this and about their marketing campaign and about how aggressively they are able to infiltrate and seeking to influence huge swathes of not just the immediate region, but also Europe and even America. Let us know your thoughts, and as always, subscribe to the Lib TV.